Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and my little goblins. We're here with a spicy one, and none other than Raidraptors, which is one of my favorite archetypes. So, we made a deck profile of Raidraptors a few months ago, and since then, they've gotten a few spicy numbers that make the deck a bit more consistent. And one of the main thing is the Adventure package. And when I say consistent, it actually does ruin the consistency a little bit, but it helps us against Nibiru. So, like, if we're getting Nibiru'd as Raidraptors, it's almost an auto loss. Now it's not an auto loss. So, let's look at the deck. So, we're running 4 hand traps. We got 2 Called by the Graves, 2 crossouts. We got a Nibiru and an Imperm. So, we're running 6 hand traps. I was mainly counting Maxi and Ash. But we're running 6 hand traps with Called by and crossouts. And I think that's been working okay so far. I wouldn't really touch the ratio on it. We added Harpy's Feather Duster to the deck because we keep playing against back row decks, and you gotta evolve sometimes. Keep playing against back row, and you're not going first. Like, it's almost an instant loss if they just set 5 and they have skill drain and all this other stuff. At least Harpy's gives us an out in the deck. Now, going first, the combo you typically want to be going with is, this is one of the big changes in the deck, is Ascended Sage. So Ascended Sage, and we have Zexal Construction, so we can get Ascended Sage, and Zexal Construction actually fixes our draw a bit too, because if you have a double or nothing in the hand, which is not the biggest brick in the deck because it stops us from doing the Ascended Sage combo, then we can put it back in the deck and everything's good. So, we go into Utopia Double using a Raidraptor. Utopia Double will activate its effect to search a rank spell, and it will grab double or nothing, and it will rank up. So, what happens there is we go into Utopia Beyond. Utopia Beyond's a level 6, and we grab rank up Magic Raid Force. We use that on Utopia Beyond, and that lets us transform into Arsenal Falcon. And then from Arsenal Falcon, you can create a pretty insane board that's really hard for your opponents to deal with. And you guys are going to see that in the games that we're going to be going into. And by the end of the video, we are going to be going over what worked and what didn't work. So I hope you guys look forward to that. We hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. What does that mean? So that means we are going to be doing a tournament. And this tournament is going to be the first I ever do, but will definitely not be the last. It is going to be a $100 cash prize via PayPal. And the winner of the tournament will also be etched in fame of winning the first ever tournament hosted by Fatzoid Games. So it's going to be pretty exciting. We're still coming up with the rules. I don't know if there's going to be a specific ban list or anything like that, just to make the tournament interesting. But it will be on Saturday 13th, and we're still locking down a time because I know I have a varying audience on where they live. So we're trying to find up a time that will make sense for everyone, including myself. So it should be a really fun tournament. I don't know how big the turnout's going to be, but for entry, I just need you guys to follow and subscribe to me on Twitch. That means you could use Prime Sub. Like I said, it's only, what is it? $5 for a subscription on Twitch for the chance to win $100 in the tournament. And like I said, I don't expect it to have a huge turnout. So if we only got like 10 people, 15 people, it's pretty good odds you can take home the prize. So looking forward to that. I'm going to try and push this tournament as hard as I can because I want it to be as fun and entertaining. I'll be streaming the whole thing. So I'll definitely be streaming the top 8. We'll probably be reviewing random matches before that. But we'll see how many people join the tournament to begin with. If only 8 people join, I'm not going to do much. Let's get to the games. Hello, my little goblins. We're here, and this is the deck I was talking about. Look at it. Look at its beautiful glory. We got Duel and Lockbird, and we have to stop that because for us to do our combo, we actually do need to add the double or nothing to the hand, or it will not go off. So, we summon the Sage first, because Sage can only be special summoned if you have no cards on field. So do not activate any of the adventure stuff before that. And then we are just setting up our Griffin, so if our opponent has something, we're not just absolutely boned. And here's Utopia Double. The double effect activates, remember. It gets the added effect of adding a rank up spell from our deck. And then we transform it to Utopia Beyond. So this is how the combo. I want you guys to pay attention to the combo because the combo is nutty. My opponent's not going to like it. So rank up magic goes into Arsenal Falcon. Our opponent's smelling something fishy happening. I do want to point out, I'm going to pause here because I want you guys to understand. When you're doing all these plays, do not remove the Raidraptor card from the monster. Because if you remove the Raidraptor card from the monster, then this secondary effect cannot activate. It needs a Raidraptor attached. So we're just comboing. Boom, boom. Special, special. Go into Y-Strix. Y-Strix is going to activate. Same with Arsenal Falcon. Arsenal Falcon is going to bring out Ultimate Falcon. And this card's a baller. Unaffected by card effects. Pretty juicy. The second effect, we're not even going to pay attention to it. Because, yep. And our opponent has Nibiru. This is why Wandering Griffin is going to make your opponent smell some sunshine. And goodbye. So our opponent's pretty much boned. But we grabbed the Phantom Knight's rank up. Because now we go into Gaga Magician. And make sure you activate Ultimate Falcon's effect first. Because you need this in the graveyard. Sometimes when I was talking to chat, I did it once. I was talking to chat on Twitch. And I messed myself up. I messed myself up because I wasn't able to... See, our opponent messed up. I messed myself up. What I was saying was I messed myself up because I activated this before that. And that's how I messed up. But he destroyed Ultimate Falcon like that was the threat. The threat is actually the Arsenal. Because now we go into DD Duo King. Now what does this do? Your opponent can't activate or do anything on his turn, pretty much. Boom. And he just concedes. Hello, we're here for game 2, and I was cut off, but we're going to build another crazy board so you guys can see. I noticed a lot of people playing Kaijus lately, too, which honestly hurt the deck, because the deck thrives off of not having... I just got red rebooted. I got red people are main decking this. It's not a bad main deck, but it's kind of wild. If we didn't have any follow-up, we actually might have been screwed there. But what I wanted to say was the end board's really insane, but it's so susceptible to Kaiju. And that's like any board, but this deck just gets walloped by it. Because, I mean, there's no way for us to get really our Ultimate Falcon back. Especially if they hit us something like a Lava Golem or something like that, or God forbid Sphere Mode. And then we're just screwed. But a lot of times our opponent doesn't know what the hell we're doing, right? So they'll never actually take out the rank 7. So the rank 7 that's here, waiting to get fucking popped by our rank up for Duo King, a lot of times they won't activate. Unfortunately, the way the rank up card says... The way the rank up card reads is you have to do it in the main phase, so you have to wait for your opponent to pass priority. So you can't actually make a play before they Lava Golem or Kaiju you. You have to wait for them to Kaiju you first, which is so annoying. So we go into beautiful Ultimate Falcon, teach our opponent a lesson of self-respect, and then we're going to get our rank up. Gaga. Gaga. And we send that to the graveyard. Gaga is coming back. And we're going to go into Rusty Barashid. So what would we do if we didn't have the package here, the adventure package? We would actually extend over, and instead of going through this, we would actually go into an IP Appaloosa to have a way of going into a unicorn to have more interaction with them. But we're going to get impermed, and on this imperm, we're actually just going to rank up. And our opponent doesn't realize the way Duel works, the DD card works, it activates immediately. There's no like, look, activates immediately, so it actually negates the imperm immediately. And then they just quit. I said immediately like 6 times, by the way. All right, we're here for game 3, and our hand sucks a fat one. We have 2 Max C, 2 Right, and a Water Enchantress. Like, that is a clunky hand. And we get Max Seed on top of it. Really not much we can do. We're going to go with the right play. And I should have just summoned it in attack. I don't know why I didn't. Just force a habit with summoning it in defense. But we're going to pass over. And we have this Wandering Griffin we're going to be able to play. So the idea I had in my head was I play Wandering Griffin, right? And then I have protection for Max C. So then after my Wandering Griffin's on the field, I can cast Max C so I can get a guaranteed Max C against our opponent. So here we go. We go for a Wandering Griffin. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get Max C off before his Griffin. We add that Draco back to hand. And then I activate Max C here. He Ash Blossoms me. We're going to negate. But then he has to cross out anyway. So our opponent had literally everything. Not much I could do about it. It is what it is. But the only thing I would say that's decent is our opponent doesn't really have much to go into besides this DPE. Which I'm pretty sure with the hand I have, since I didn't play the Draco back, we actually have a good out for DPE. Like we can pretty much force DPE. First of all, that was stupid as hell. He didn't have to pop the DPE. He could have attacked over and then popped the Fateful. So that was really stupid on his part. But he brings back DPE. I knew activating Fateful would force DPE pop. Because this guy smells. And he ends up popping the DPE. So I'm going for the normal summon. And now we're going to be able to pop off. And we're going to look to OTKO our opponent here. So we don't have the Sage. So we're going to have to do regular Raidraptor stuff. Which the hand I had was perfect for doing the regular Raidraptor stuff. Which should be able to do full combo. Or at least do enough damage or I just kill him outright. But my opponent had Nibiru. And this is what I'm talking about. Nibiru absolutely buttfucks me. And there was no point in me even playing the game anymore. Okay. This is game 4. And our hand is actually just nutty. I mean, the only thing that makes it way better is if we had like a Called by the Grave or something just for protection. But, man. Doesn't get better than this, huh? We're playing against Lulu, which is my dog that deceased a few years back. Very sad. I was very heartbroken. So was my wife. So we're hoping we can bring this one home. We gotta win this for Lulu. We gotta beat Lulu to win it for Lulu. So we go into Utopia double. I mean, you guys know how this combo works now. We're gonna shit him with that lickety split. We're actually gonna speed through this a little, because you guys know how this works. We've done this combo 600 times already, and you guys know. You go into the Y-Strix. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Get the rank up. Ga ga ga. And we got perfect board. We got the perfect board. So we also activate Mimicry anytime you send it to the graveyard, because this card you cannot activate from the graveyard. It only activates the turn it was sent there. So just to let you know. We go into Rusty. Our opponent's boned, dude. They can't do anything. How do they beat this board? How do they beat it? Sphere mode, maybe? Maybe Lava Golem? No way he's got that. And we get spear moded. And we get Book of Moons. So we sphere moded into Book of Moon. This is how you tell the Flunderies players smell like dog shit, dude. I'm not even kidding you. Our opponent gets the field spell, but guess what? No gas after that. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, put Lulu down. Which, it's tough for me, you know? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We summon the Nibiru. We summon Duo King. And that's lethal. And our opponent concedes without letting him hit him. Little baby. Little baby opponent. Alrighty, so this one's a little bit of a long one, but we go above and beyond. You get it? His name is Beyond, and we get Lightning Stormed. So I actually cross out Designated. I'm a fucking lunatic. I cross out Designated Watering Enchantress in case he had it in hand. But honestly, I should have just done right of a Mirasir. Would make more sense because that's the honest card that stops us. We activate Zexal Construction. And we get Droll and Lockbirded. And you see, I go into Force Strix because I don't even realize that. I was like, oh, I can still combo off. And I'm like, wait, Force Strix adds to my hand. So my opponent Magical Mallet. So if they Magical Mallet, I'm going to tell you right now. They activate this card right now. It's because their hand sucks a fat dick. So we stop that shit. And our opponent passes. So GG. Oh, wait. Nope. Not GG. I get impermed. Okay. Our opponent's hand just must be like perma hand traps. Is what I'm going to assume. And then we go to Utopia Double. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then we get Effect Veiler. Quite unfortunate, I would say. And at this point, I'm pretty much saying, please hope to God he doesn't top deck something good. Something worthwhile. And he plays Pankratops. But that's actually not that bad, because Utopia's effect is a quick effect. So we can go into Utopia Beyond. And he's forced to use the Pankratops, because Utopia Beyond would just make his monster 0 attack. So he wouldn't be able to do anything anyway. So, pretty much we're on the top deck wars. I go into Y-Strix, because I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to start fucking beating his head in with this stupid-ass bird. Alright? My opponent has played nothing but hand traps and lame-ass cards against me. Like, Effect Veiler, Imperm, Droll, Lightning Storm, Dino. So we gotta start smacking the real shit on him. And we're bricking. We're bricking non-stop, so. Lightning Storm again. Yeah, that's cool. Top deck the right. The right is massive draw. Massive, like absolutely massive. Our opponent just Artifact Lanciad. You know what? I ended up finding out this opponent is actually playing Flunderies, which makes me like smacking his head in feel a lot better, because I feel like this art it's so toxic, it's so annoying. And then we got Lava Golem, and our opponent just pretty much revealed his hand was double Kaiju. So time to send him to an early grave. Goodbye. Now, stick tune for the recap. All right, here we are for the recap. Let's go over everything. Let's go over the positives and negatives. The positives is the deck's very fun. It is a very enjoyable deck to play, and I think it takes opponents by surprise. I think the adventure package made the deck have at least a layer of protection against Nibiru, but on the downside, it has made it a bit more brickier. I will say overall, the downsides for this deck, the negatives, is it feels a lot brickier than it should, and the fact that you need 2 cards, you need like either double Raidraptor or Raidraptor Sage to do full combo is a very big detriment because it makes it more inconsistent. Whereas if you're playing Prank Kids, you just need a Prank Kid and you can full combo. So that's pretty much where I'm at with this. I'm gonna see if I could do anything else to try and salvage to make it better. But I also think the matchups I was playing against were just not good matchups. I was playing against non-stop floateries. A lot of games I was going second. I was playing against non-stop back row decks, Trap Tricks, Elderlich, and all this other stuff where I was going second. And I wasn't running Harpy's Feather Duster at the time either, so I had 0 outs. So you know how strong those decks are when they flip up. You flip up Imperial Order, I just scoop. There's not much I could do about that. You flip up Skill Drain, a pretty tough time to beat that. So I think that's part of the problem. Other than that, let's go into the ranking system of this. Out of 10, I would list this as a 7. We had approximately a little over a 50% win rate when all said and done. I had to do a lot of games off stream just to get some more footage. And those games a lot of those games I ended up winning. But again, I was just going first. So it's like, that's the reason why I was winning. You build the board and they don't have Kaiju, you win. But like, I don't know what was happening, but when I was streaming or playing the games, a lot of games, like every opponent had Kaiju in their deck or like multiple Kaijus in their deck, and that like just breaks our board like crazy. So a lot of the Floateries decks are running a bunch of Kaijus now. I don't know, but the deck's pretty good. In a tier list setting, I would say it is Rogue tier. I think it's still a decent deck, still a good deck, but I think I need to work on doing some edits to the deck to make it more consistent. Having these 4 bricks, it's just too high of a chance of having one of them in the hand or having multiple in the hand. Having one of them in the hand is like a 40% chance, which is like kind of a high chance, especially when we're doing best of ones. You know, you only have one. Think about it. You only have one impression. You gotta make a good impression. You only have one chance to make a good impression. That's kind of how solo queue is. Like these best of ones. You gotta make a good impression, win that game, and win it soundly, and the only way you're going to do that is having a consistent deck. And that's one of the big problems with this deck. It's just not as consistent as I want it to be. It's still really fun, though, so if you have a lot of these cards, I would recommend it, trying it out. I really like Raidraptor, so I already had the cards built. I just fixed it up so we can make it a little more modern with the adventure package, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and please look into that tournament that I mentioned earlier in the video. I'd love to see as many people as I can get there to go there, because I think the more people that go to the event, the more fun it's going to be. And if I end up getting some surprising turnout that's like something out of the ordinary, and it gives us enough funds to increase the prize pool, then I will do that. I'll increase the prize pool. But for right now, the prize pool is going to be like $100 for the winner. Just because I don't think it's going to be a big turnout. I'm probably taking a loss on it anyway, to be completely honest. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a good one.